Through meditation, I've learned many things, not just about myself, but the world around me as well. And today I wanted to share what I've learned about being. Now, when I talk about being, I know there are a couple words that are loosely associated with / define what being is. Notably, now or moment, as in the moment, or being in the now. But they're both talking about the same thing, which is being. And these words, I think, can be used interchangeably. But being can be a tricky thing because, well, it's a lot like water. It's both permanent and impermanent simultaneously. And if being, or now, is like water, then we, people, and all other living organisms are like fish, living in the water. But we're not just simply living in the water, we are part of the water, right? To be is free. To be is now, but our minds tend to distort what being is, what in the moment is, because partially due to the section of our brains that thinks linearly. And to compound being even more, sometimes we forget we are in the now because, well, we're in the now. It goes back to that philosophical question, speaking of fish from earlier, if a fish knows it's in water. Our minds also try to take us out of the moment, often either through fear or other means. And I can hear some people asking, but if I am part of being, if I am part of the moment, aren't I always in the moment? Yes, in a sense. However, the moment you start to look ahead or think back to anything, a memory, a concept, an idea, whatever, you're no longer in the moment because you're one of those two directions. You're not there. And it seems today that many of our societal norms have us looking forward, right? Looking forward to a lot of things, like getting to this class, getting to that class, graduating from this school, graduating from that school, looking forward to the next fiscal year, looking forward to retirement, looking forward to some form of the afterlife. And this traps people a lot in looking forward instead of honoring their lives as they are right now. Our minds know when we are being, our minds know when we're in the moment. There's something different about it. We can feel it. There's a certain comfortability to it despite all of this chaos happening around us. And I'll talk more about chaos in a little bit. This is because when we let what is, then we are as well. Don't worry, I'll repeat it. When we let what is, then we are as well. But we have to remember, we are all connected to the same thing, by the same thing. We are all connected to now, by now. But by the same token, just being in stillness is also chaos, because we are never completely still, right? We're all composed of atoms, and atoms are constantly vibrating, and they never stop moving, so we're never completely still. The Earth is hurling around our galaxy at 490,000 miles per hour. That's one of life's biggest contradictions. We are because we are not, and yet we are not because we are. And when we learn to accept both halves of the same side, then we see the wholeness of ourselves. Well, that's something a lot of people are struggling with. Not just that duality, but also just being in general. So a lot of people are always wondering, well, how can I accept? How can I be still? There are a couple things you can do. Know that It is your time, it is your moment, it is your now, every nanosecond of every day. Not when some commercial tells you to, not when someone tells you to, hey, take some time for yourself. It is always your time, always. So, do that thing you want to do. Write that poem you want to write. Write that song. Do something with the pumpkin. Cook. Dance. Whatever. Go with your flow. But sometimes there is nothing to do, and that's okay. That is completely okay. But our minds like to tell us it's not okay. Our minds like to trick us and say, you should be doing something, you need to be doing this or that. It's okay if there's nothing to do sometimes, because that gives you time to sit with yourself in stillness and silence. See, here's the thing. Stillness is just as you are. When we invite and accept stillness and silence, everything begins to clear up. Stillness and silence are usually the best way to listen to anything, from a conversation to your own heartbeat. And that opens us up to see the light that shines between our hearts and our mind. I think meditation, prayer, or some sort of introspection is key to being. Because when you take away the loudness of the world around us, then we're connected to the silence that connects us all. Meditation isn't doing, but simply allowing your mind to relax. But sometimes our minds can be like a restless child before bed, and it's going to put up a fight. Meditation has shown me that it's okay to not just be myself, but be with myself. At the very end of the video, I'm going to show you 2 quotes by Lao Tzu, but I wanted to leave you with this. Being is together. You are being. We are being. Being is.